According to the World Bank, African cities become the home to over 40,000 people every day. As sub-Saharan Africa becomes more urbanized, the private sector is continuously being urged by the governments to aid meet the critical need for housing. How is Rwanda filling this gap? And how are the service providers reacting?
We have already constructed our first project of just a pilot of 10 houses, and what the houses make different is just how to utilize, like a small, how to make a good house in a small area. And our houses are they are constructed in 1,800 meters square. We have managed to construct 10 modern houses, 3 and 4 bedroom houses, and that's why also our price has become a bit low. As you know, in Tarama, in this prime area of Kigali as well, all the houses, people what they look is a big house, and they because of this plot prices, even the prices are high, and they come with a big mansion designs, and this all middle class, they don't think that is their place.
We are not only looking at Vision City, there's Kinyinya, which we should be breaking ground quite soon, which is going to be mainly targeted for middle to low income housing. But at the same time, through our shareholder, the Social Security Board, low income housing is now being developed in Batsinda. Initially we had the Batsinda Phase 1, which catered for 250 homes, but that's now being scaled up. And we are going to have up to about 500 homes being developed in Batsinda for low-income housing.
Numerous developers are seeking new, efficient and eco-friendly ways of hastening construction in the housing sector.
This year we decided to start our affordable housing project because we know that in Rwanda there is a huge need in affordable housing. So so the project we will offer like 2 to 3 bedroom apartment, 2 townhouse, semi-detached house and detached house with a really affordable price, because we are using a new kind of material that we will start to produce in this country called AAC.
This house was constructed in a cost-effective warranty system called, some of the people call them rat trap, but in Asia they used to call it the roll-up bond system. With this system, you can reduce the cost to even 50% of the construction costs. What makes this cheap here? It's the way we construct that system, leaving the cavity inside.
How vital are the designs though? Is the capacity there to churn out as many designs as the market desires?
People, they don't give attention while they are designing. They only want to try to minimize their expenses on construction. But you have to start minimizing your expenses while you are designing. If you give to a proper designer, if you try to utilize what you have in in a small area, it will help you also in a big, like when you finalize the projects. Therefore, our projects, our securities are designed.
Rwanda is a net importer, and before 2013, cement was the most important material by the landlocked country. Following the opening of the local cement manufacturer Simera, the cement imports are abating and the Made in Rwanda drive is gaining momentum.
You highlighted it in earlier on as we were discussing that we are relying on China, we are relying on different other countries or areas to be able to provide the material that we need. For us, that's that's a big concern, because that means we are creating employment elsewhere where we should be creating employment locally as well. So, and then on top of that, you want to also go green. You want to build buildings and do construction that's environmentally conscious. And I believe that one of the ways of being environmentally conscious is being able to source your material closest to home, because you eliminate quite a lot of other concerns along the chain of the procurement.
In a bid to cut costs of production, some developers are now importing brick machines, which will see an exponential drop in the overall production cost.
We tried to bring the machines that they may use to manufacture, these bricks. Some of them use the manual machines. Scott brought a prototype from Uganda, but now on we have like 5 workshops that can produce the machines, the manual machines that are making these bricks. And the traditional brick may be at 30 or 35 francs per piece. And the machine made may be to 70 Rwandan francs. But looking at the final wall, you may see that with the traditional bricks, you will need to plaster the 2 sides. But with the beauty of the machine-made bricks, you won't need the plastering, which make this cheap.
How about the concrete used? As Rwanda moves to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030, eco-friendly and sustainable construction must be paramount.
So AAC, it's autoclave aerated concrete, which is a lightweight precast material building. So it's made of sand, lime, cement, gypsum, so aluminum powder. And then it's a great alternative to the normal concrete. And so it has many advantages compared to the normal concrete, as first of all, it's environmentally friendly. So it means that it reduces from 50% the gas emission than a normal concrete. It is extremely fire resistant. It has up to 6 hours resistance to fire. So it's also inorganic and non-combustible. It has moisture resistance because like the AAC is made of air bubbles, so it means that the water can circulate easily inside, so it reduces the humidity inside of the house. It is lightweight, so it means that it is 1/5 of the weight of a normal concrete, and then it's long-lasting. There is many advantages basically compared to the normal concrete, and we're starting to produce it. We will start to produce it in Rwanda, and this is the material that we're going to use for our estate in Masaka.
So, on the financing front, are there mortgages and credit facilities from financial institutions here in Rwanda?
There's some large planned estates that we've seen the plans for. We also have some applicants or some developers who are developing properties where it's a small condos, 8 to 12 units. The apartment sizes are smaller, more affordable, but the average person wants to feel grass between their toes. They want the preferred type of housing seems to be the bungalow with 2, 3, 4 bedrooms and place to put your vehicle, so a garage on the property as well. And we've seen applicants put in mortgage applications for those type of properties a little bit further out of town, where the property prices are more affordable.
We are in discussion with several banks, and very soon, once we conclude this agreements and negotiations, then we shall be able to publicly inform or officially inform the public that they have the option to get a good mortgage facility from several banks that have tailored packages for Vision City.
Such immense projects always require massive capital investments for liftoff. At the flagship Vision City, we inquire who is steamrolling the project.
With phase 1, which is 504 units as I mentioned, we have relied on our shareholders' funding of the project, our sole shareholder, who is the Rwanda Social Security Board. However, the goal is moving forward, we would like to open up the opportunity for other investors to come and partner with us.
We came with different ideas, like just how to bring the price of, like a modern house in this area as low as $90,000. Therefore, with the banks, even they were not sure whether we can achieve or not, and because of that, the process was not easy. But luckily, when we start, we had some cash. We didn't start without, fully depending on the banks. But when we start around 50% of the project, then the buyers start to come up. Now, when we achieve, when these banks, when they see that what we have achieved, they started to knock us, to be honest.
There's a number of options that have been mooted, and there are options that are available. The of primary concern is what will the offtake be like, and is it being pitched at a market where you will have offtake of the units that are being constructed. So there's from a development finance point of view, number of options, either using parcels of funds. The DFIs have been involved with one or two of the local banks. They've provided parcels of funding which makes which can be earmarked for development. This has come, and that's to help banks with liquidity to develop the sector. But we've also seen the type of applications that have come in from some of the smaller developers, where it's within the normal course of business. Let's call it BAU. And they've been very successful.
And that's where we leave it for this edition of Doing Business in Rwanda. I'm Arnold Sego. If you have any feedback, feel free to send us an email. That is dbir@abn360.com, or tweet us at DBI Rwanda. From the entire Doing Business in Rwanda team, that's where we'll leave it. Catch you next time. Should we go?